What's up, legends? My name is Jinx, and today we have something extra special. So, I was doing my morning routine. Pardon my voice. I went out and I wasn't planning on recording today, but I was doing my morning routine and I came across this gem. There's a new Fable being dropped in the autumn of this year. I I have not heard anything about it, and being that I am such a huge fan of this franchise, I thought I would get on here, look at this preview with you, and we can do a little talking about it. Okay? So let's look.
Oh, right, Jew. So, you want to know all about heroes, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Well, you have come to the right place. Because who better to tell you all about them than perhaps the greatest hero of them all? Yeah? There he is, in all his finery. Cheers.
Oh my god.
I mean, sure, you get your mega fans,
You are like literally my favourite person.
your haters,
It's like a fan club, but we hate you.
your
Oh my God.
chancers, and the occasional giant toad, for some reason. But it's more than that. It's about the choices you make.
Yeah.
I'm a hero. I should do what I want.
We thought you could save her.
You know, it's your life and death stuff. That's what defines you, isn't it? Really stays with you.
Oh my god.
I knew this one hero. I took her in when she had nowhere else to go. Welcome to the most exclusive club in all of Albion. Thought I'd get her out there, make the most of her gift. But
Mate, y'all can't see this, but I am smiling from ear to ear with every single line of this. Oh my god.
you know what it's like when you're young and you have a point to prove. I tell you, this kid, she had it all. The skill, the talent,
Yeah!
power.
Yeah!
She was something else, all right. She was terrifying.
Amazing.
So, yeah, I knew this girl once who made all the wrong choices.
Humphrey. She's back.
Oh my god. Chills. Literal
I'm going to fix it.
chills.
And no one is going to stand in my way.
Oh my god! Okay. So this is from 2024. Let's take a look at, there's been like a recent development of some gameplay footage, and we'll take a look at that. So far, I am just so excited about what I see here. Fable was one of those games for me that I fell in love with from the very first moment that I saw. It's this decision-based gameplay that affects your character and changes throughout time and affects the world around you. Like, that hadn't really been done until Fable, and I was blown away by it. And I literally bought an Xbox. Listen, this is the reason I own an Xbox. You could only play it on Xbox. Oh my god, it's so amazing. Yeah, it was Fable for the Xbox and Ratchet and Clank for the PS5 or PlayStation. And I really hope they don't screw this up, because Ratchet and Clank, the reboot of the whole series, was so disappointing. I was so disappointed with what they did. I mean, I love that series, and oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, that's another video. Let's watch the gameplay footage. All right, so this is a gameplay overview of the new Fable game. This has some of the people that work at Playground that are developing the game. So let's see what they have to say and react as we go along.
Playground's first open-world action RPG, and we couldn't be more proud to be carrying on the work of the legendary Lionhead Studios, the original creators of the franchise.
God rest Lionhead Studios. I tell you, they were so brilliant. Oh my gosh. If you've never played any games by Lionhead Studios, I highly recommend it. Like, go out and find yourself a copy of Black and White. It does sort of what Fable does, where everything that you do is sort of, and the way you affect the world is decision based, but you don't play as a in-person character. You're a god that's reacting with the world, interacting with the world, and based off of your decisions, your populace grows good or evil or a ton of other stuff. I don't want to cover Black and White too much, but Lionhead did an amazing job, and then they created Fable and they expanded upon this concept and made it even more magnificent.
And although our game is a new beginning, I think what we're making is really faithful to the spirit of the classic Lionhead trilogy that we all love. At the heart of our game is a simple, recurring question. What does it mean to you to be a hero? Our game is about choices and their consequences. It's packed with action, drama, British humour, moral dilemmas, and quite a few chickens. All of this combined.
If you don't know and you never played Fable, you gotta understand, like, being someone who's okay. Through the game, you always had the ability to kick chickens for no reason whatsoever. And if you did it, you got labeled a chicken chaser, which is what people would call you when you entered their village, because they didn't like it that you kicked the chickens. And it seems that they've taken that idea and played with it more and developed it more and put it into actual gameplay. Hilarious. Hilarious.
In a fairy tale which could only be Fable.
In classic Fable fashion, you begin the game as a child, growing up in the sleepy rural village of Briar Hill. It's here that in a moment of extreme danger, your heroic powers first emerge, and we discover that you are Albion's first hero in a generation.
Which is classic Fable. That's how Fable opens up in every single one. In Fable 1, 2, and 3, you start as a little kid and you discover your great quest that you're about to undertake.
But not long afterwards, disaster strikes, and the people of your village, including your beloved grandma, are turned to stone by a mysterious stranger.
Holy sh!
Suddenly alone in the world, you'll set off on an adventure which will change Albion forever.
Venturing out into the world is a huge moment, because this is Albion like you've never seen it before. Idyllic rolling hills, magical forests, bustling villages, sleepy hamlets, oversized vegetable patches, and stunning vistas.
I don't know that we've never seen that before. That's sort of part of the beautiful setting that Fable has always taken place in. I mean, maybe it's not as, hasn't been as defined, but I remember, Fable 2, Fable 3, and everyone, like that overgrown pumpkin patch look, vegetable patch, that was in the first game and the second game. Like running through rolling hills and open lands. Yeah, that was all done in all three of them. I will say, however, this, what we see here, is vastly different as far as graphics go. This looks much more realistic. Fable's always sort of been cartoony, and this looks more, I don't know, real, lovely. It wasn't that the other ones weren't lovely. They just were very cartoony.
And because our Albion is truly open world, for the first time, you'll be able to explore this rich and detailed world seamlessly. With the
Now, seamlessly means different things to different people. If there's a single loading screen, that's not seamless. Just saying. We'll see if that happens or not. But, yeah. See, because you could run around huge, massive areas in Fable 3 and not have a loading screen. It was when you left like one county and entered into another county that there was a load screen. And the load screen didn't take very long to load, you know, to boot up. But yeah, there's always a loading period, like when you would in any game. When you enter a shop, when you enter a new district, there's always a little pause where you have a loading screen. We'll see whether or not it's truly a seamless event.
freedom to go where you want from early in the game.
We can't wait to welcome you back to Albion's iconic capital city, Bowerstone. Home to Fairfax Castle,
amazing,
the old clock tower, and the legendary Heroes Guild.
It's a huge city, full of contrasts. Rich and poor, nobles and commoners, royalty and criminals. You'll spend plenty of time here during the game.
Beautiful.
As you discover the secrets of the Heroes Guild and its reclusive guildmaster, Humphrey the Golden.
In the north of Albion, you'll find mountains, craggy coastlines, spooky marshes, and the bleak, windswept city of Bloodstone. Here, you'll meet the leaders of two rival gangs, vying for power, and uncover the secrets of the sinister but extremely well-organized Cult of Shadows.
I seem to remember there being a Cult of Shadows in Fable 3 and Fable 2. They were sort of a cloak and dagger sort of assassins trying to raise evil, if I remember right. I never played as an evil character, so I'm not really 100% sure. I vaguely remember that. If you remember, post a comment down below, because I can't remember.
Our Albion is beautiful, handcrafted, and richly detailed.
In
Horse!
Albion, heroes are spent.
Wait. You can ride horses? Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Okay, so this is a big deal. This is something that the other Fables didn't offer you. To get from point A to point B, you had to go by foot or carriage, I think was an option at one point. I'm trying to remember. But it took forever to get anywhere. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry. I got distracted.
Special. Different. They're stronger than regular people. They're more skillful, more charismatic. More importantly, they're those rare humans who can harness and use magic in the world around them.
Yeah.
They have the power to do what they want.
And so do you. In our game, we want you to play as the hero you want to be. And that starts with being able to choose how your hero character looks.
So, in Fable, you'll be able to pick from a range of different character heads and customize your clothing, hair, skin tone, tattoos, and scars. So the hero you play represents you.
Well, which is pretty cool. Like, in the first Fable, you didn't have a choice but to play as a young boy who literally, he doesn't say a single word throughout the entirety of the game. And then in Fable 2, they allowed you to play as either a girl or a boy. And same thing with Fable 3. You got to play as a girl or a boy. But there was no customization whatsoever beyond what they wear and their hairstyle and makeup. And all of those things affected how people reacted to you as a person. So certain outfits, you would get bonuses in various areas. This looks more like, hey, we understand, we hear you. We want you to be able to choose how your character looks from the bottom up. But the fact that they said player heads means you're not going to have like fine-tuning abilities like you would in, say, The Sims. You won't get to choose like the way their eyes are, or their eye color, or their nose, or their mouth, or their chin, or any of that. But honestly, each new Fable adds so much to the world that this is a step in the right direction, in my opinion.
As well as your appearance, you can be the hero you want to be through the way you play, through the skills and abilities you learn, and through the weapons you use.
Just like the classic trilogy, heroes in our game fight with a combination of strength, skill, and will.
He just turned them into chickens. Oh my god, he turned them into chickens. Oh, snap. That's a new magic power that we didn't have before. Hilarious.
Seamlessly blending melee and ranged weapons with magical abilities gives us style-weaving combat.
So he turned these people into chickens.
Seamlessly blending melee and ranged weapons with magical abilities gives us style-weaving combat.
Look at this. Watch this.
Allowing you to show off your personal...
Did you guys see it? Did you miss it? That bad guy was still... So that's an amazing spell. Even though it seems stupid and silly, watch this bad guy. When he comes out of being a chicken, he still thinks he's a chicken, which would lend you another 4 seconds or so to finish them off, which is a huge tactical advantage. So it's not just a spell for the sillies. It's a spell that actually has positive impact. Oh my god.
Combat.
Yeah.
Allowing you to show off your personal playstyle.
Yeah.
Against single opponents.
Yeah.
And large groups of enemies alike. Melee is at the heart of our close quarters combat. You'll use light and heavy combos, often knocking enemies off balance and executing stylish finishers. Swap to your ranged weapon to bypass enemy guard and deal with troublesome flying enemies. And of course, you'll be able to unleash your powerful spells to both manipulate and devastate your opponents.
Now, I'm a little worried. He's wearing a crossbow. If you've ever played the Fable games, you know that it's a progression over time. It's the story of this kingdom over a period of time. And the end of Fable 3, we're very much in the world of the beginning of the industrial age. And it looks like they might have stepped back and taken away the industrial age, which is kind of concerning. Yeah, okay.
We're excited to be bringing back some fan favorite adversaries for you to fight.
Yay!
Hobbs are back, as are Balverines, Hollowfolk, and Trolls.
And we're adding brand new enemies too, like this fearsome cockatrice, a giant fire-breathing chicken.
Nice!
Each enemy family is different, with their own weaknesses to exploit and defenses to overcome. But with all the unique tools in your combat toolbox, how you defeat your enemies is up to you.
This looks like a boss battle to me, not something you just run into out in the wilderness on a regular basis.
But there's more to being a hero in Albion than fighting, so much more. When we talk to people about their favorite memories of the original games, so many of their stories were about the stuff you can do when you weren't just being a hero. The normal, everyday stuff which happened when you interacted with the people of Albion.
For me, what I remember most vividly are the inhabitants of Albion and the things you can do with them, or to them.
The crazy thing about the classic Fable games was that in the middle of a sprawling RPG was almost a complete other game where you could just mess around with the villagers and townsfolk.
And we've built that same experience in the middle of our game too. Buying a house, getting a job, making some money.
Now this is interesting right here. So in all of the games you had the ability to do different small jobs which can earn you money. The blacksmith thing was always in the game, but it wasn't so detailed. Like the most detailed it got was you have to hit it just right at a specific time in order to complete the task. But here it looks like you can move the weapon around and hit at a specific place, and you have to complete it in this amount of time before you can get your next one. But I don't know, that's pretty interesting. That's vastly different than the previous gameplay.
Romancing a villager, getting married, having kids.
Fancy a date?
Yeah.
Perfect. You can get to know me better.
This was a whole thing in all of the Fable games, which never made sense what this thing was doing there. But yeah, you could have like a wife in every house all over the world of Albion, I should say, and you get bonuses from it. Or then you could just neglect them. Like you marry them and then just ignore them, but you get all these like hero bonuses or achievements for doing so. It was the weirdest thing. It so didn't belong in the game, but it was definitely there.
Buying another house. Buying every house in Albion.
That was always a thing. Always a thing. It was really great. You had the ability to buy every house and every business in all of Albion, and it earned you money. I think it's called Gil, if I remember right. And it allowed you to buy better gear, bigger businesses, etc., etc. Basically, just by leaving it running. And it had a real-time earning potential. So, for, I think it was every 5 minutes, you got a payout. And even when you weren't playing the game, so you could quit the game, like, say at 5 o'clock at night. When you come back to play at 2 o'clock the next day in the afternoon, you would have a huge payout of gold that would come to you. Because even though you weren't in the game, time is still passed, which I loved that aspect, by the way.
Buying every business in Albion. Getting rich.
Marrying a bunch more people. having a bunch more kids, probably getting divorced along the way for good measure.
And this game within a game is unique to Fable. It's systemic, interconnected, and you'll see the ripple effects of the things you do everywhere you go.
And all of this revolves around the people who live in Albion, who we call the living population. There are more than 1,000 of them, and every single one is unique. Each of them has a name, a role, a daily routine, and their own personality. You could follow any one of them for a day and just watch them live their life.
They'll get up, go to work, spend some leisure time on hobbies, then go home to bed.
But what's even cooler is that you can talk to every single one of them in fully voiced conversations and interact with them in loads of different ways. Maybe
amazing.
the job they go to is working for you because you hired them to work in one of your businesses.
Hey, you. Working hard? How can I help you, boss?
Maybe the bed they sleep in is in a house you own because you're the landlord.
Or maybe their bed is on the street because you evicted them.
All right.
Oh, it's you. You're awful.
Oh, no.
And all of the stuff you do affects what they think of you.
You're a legend.
Because everything you do builds your reputation.
Very impressive. Now that's an hero right there.
Morality has always been super important to Fable. That tension between good and evil underpinned all of the original games. And morality is central to our game too. But we have a slightly different take on it.
For us, morality isn't black and white. There are lots of grey areas. And importantly, morality is subjective. No two people see things exactly the same way. And that's how it works in our game too.
Everything you do earns.
Oh, that'll be an interesting take. So, yeah, in all three of the games, you always would you could either do something good or something evil. And there was a very clear line about what was good and what was evil. Even the evildoers, if you were a good hero, would look on you positively despite you being a good hero, which was crazy. But they're right. Like, what's good to one person is not going to be good to another person. So that's an interesting take on the whole morality mindset that goes into being a hero in Fable. Oh, that'll be interesting.
To your reputation. And every person in Albion will have a different reaction to you as a result.
Hello there.
Yeah, we get it. You're rich.
They'll remember things you did directly to them. They'll love you or hate you for the choices you make. And they will always tell you why. Although, usually from a safe distance.
Our game will never judge you, but the people of Albion will, loudly.
Imbecile.
Your reputation is created by the choices you make, and you are going to make a lot of them. Big choices, little choices, moral choices, and some choices that will actually change the landscape of Albion for the rest of your game. We call this idea, your choices change the world. Let's give you an example.
Early in the game, you'll meet a character named Dave, an egotistical gardener in a rural village who discovers a magical growth formula. He accidentally turns himself into a giant and becomes a big problem. It'll be your job to deal with him, and ultimately it will be your choice whether to kill him or to spare him. If you kill him, his giant corpse will lie on the farmland just outside of town for the rest of the game.
And that is going to affect house
my
prices.
goodness.
It will also affect what a lot of the villagers think about you.
Especially Dave's sister.
In Fable, the choices you make will define you. What does being a hero mean to you?
Oh my God.
At Playground Games, we've built a pedigree for beautiful, immersive, open-world experiences. Yes, they've typically involved sports cars, but this is a passion project for all of us here. Every member of this team, which we've built from scratch, has two key things in common: a deep love for the franchise and a burning desire to bring it back. We're making this for Fable fans just like us, but also to introduce Fable to gamers who've never played the series before. It's been great to finally tell you a little about the game we're making. There'll be much more to share as we get closer to our launch. I'm excited to tell you today that Fable is coming to Xbox, PC, and PlayStation in autumn 2026. From all of us here, thanks for watching.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Okay, so I'm blown away. I really, really hope they do the original game justice. I understand they're trying to make it accessible to the new audience that has never played Fable. But I'm wondering, is this a reboot of the game that we love? Or is this a continuation? Because it's two vastly different things. If it's a continuation, there's a bunch of lore they have to incorporate. And if it's a reboot, they get to start all over from the beginning, creating their own lore. So it'll be really, really interesting to see. But with all that being said, y'all let me know what you think. Are you excited about the new Fable game? Have you ever played Fable in the past? What do you think of them choosing to go in and make this game? Let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, stay lucky, stay laughing, and keep on gaming. Bye! Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.